Welcome to Kansas Ag Report with your host, Bryan Hallman.
Welcome to Kansas Ag Report. I'm Bryan Hallman, and here's our lineup for today's show. In Ag News, we'll take a look at local and national headlines affecting Kansas farmers. In our Ag Feature, we'll sit down with Dalton Henry from Kansas Wheat to discuss the new farm bill in a two-part interview. Inside Kansas Ag catches up with Todd Domer with the Kansas Livestock Association, and Kansas Farm Bureau gives us our weekly update. And finally, in News You Need to Know, we'll look back at last week's market activity with the guys from Paragon. We'll tell you about important events coming up around the state of Kansas. Glad you could join us.
Closed captioning brought to you by Dick Edwards in Manhattan, selling America's #1 truck, the Ford F-150, for over 30 years. DickEdwardsAuto.net. Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers. KSSoybeans.org. Ag Risk Solutions. Experience, knowledge, integrity. Your crop insurance solution, Ag Risk Solutions. Dick Edwards Auto Plaza in Junction City, home of this year's Motor Trend Truck of the Year, Ram Truck. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
Here's our national headlines for this week in Ag News. USDA's Farm Service Agency announced the extension of the Milk Income Loss Contract Program. The extended program protects dairy farmers enrolled through September 1st of 2014 or until a new margin protection program is established. Local FSA offices will provide producers with information as it becomes available. Ag Secretary Tom Vilsack has announced the 2014 Farm Bill has expanded lending opportunities for thousands of farmers and ranchers to begin or continue operations. The bill includes greater flexibility in the eligibility with an emphasis on new and socially disadvantaged producers. Contact your local USDA office for more information. And in local news, your best management practices could earn you a quick $1,000 in cash if you enter the Kansas Wheat Yield Contest. Now in its 5th year, the contest includes 3 regions across the state. Producers achieving the top yields in each region receive a $1,000 cash prize. May 1st is the deadline to register. Go to kswheat.com for more information. Kansas feedlots with the ability to contain 1,000 or more head held more than 2 million cattle on feed as of March 1st, which was up slightly from last year according to the National Ag Statistics Service. Placements during February were up 18% from 2013, but fed cattle marketings were down slightly. Extensive burning is expected in the Flint Hills this spring following the late summer and fall grass growth. Farmers and ranchers should refresh their knowledge of the Flint Hills Smoke Management Plan after limited burning the past 2 years. Information and tools to help land managers make burning decisions is available at ksfire.org. Sorghum farmers interested in participating in the Checkoff's Leadership Sorghum Program can now apply online to become a member of Class 2. Through both hands-on and classroom-style education, participants will gain a better understanding of the sorghum industry. Information and class schedules are available at sorghumcheckoff.com/leadership. As we move into spring, concerns of winter kill are on the minds of producers of Kansas wheat. It's still too early to determine damage, but having 2 sub-zero events this winter with little to no snow cover combined with poor soil moisture, the risk of damage is high. Producers are advised to contact their crop insurance representative before making any management decisions. Up next in our Ag Feature, we'll sit down with Dalton Henry of Kansas Wheat to discuss the 2014 Farm Bill. Please stay tuned.
This segment brought to you by Oldie Seed Farms, carrying soil-specific seed. Find them on the web at oldieseed.com. That's OHLDE seed.com. AB Flint Motor Company, selling quality used cars and trucks in Southeast Topeka at 32nd and South Kansas Avenue. Integrity Gun and Pawn, 2 Topeka locations specializing in firearms and training. igpawn.com to learn more. Kansas Wheat Commission, leaders in the adoption of profitable innovations for wheat. Online at kswheat.com. Impact Satellite, your local authorized DirecTV dealer.
Here at Blue River Traders, we have the greatest selection of rustic and western furniture in Kansas.
At Blue River Traders, you can select from an inventory of rustic lodge or western furnishings. With a designer on hand, Blue River Traders will help create the look you desire.
Price, selection, dependability. That's the Dick Edwards way. It's a standard that we've lived by for over 30 years, and it continues today with a wide selection of America's most affordable and dependable brands. Ford, Lincoln, Mazda, and Hyundai. We don't draw you in with gimmicks or false promises. Just upfront, honest pricing from great salespeople, always going the extra mile to find the perfect car, truck, or SUV just for you. That's the way it's always been, because that's the Dick Edwards way. Dick Edwards Ford, 2 miles east of the Town Center Mall on Highway 24. Spring is sprung, and Premier Farm and Home has what you need to keep your yard crabgrass free throughout the season. With a complete line of pre-emergents, you can stop crabgrass before it starts. Premier Farm and Home, 900 Southwest University Boulevard, or find them on the web at heycow.com.
American innovation is being driven in places you might not expect by people like Brent Hayek, an Oklahoma family farmer, who recently set a world land speed record in a Ford Super Duty pickup truck powered by renewable B20 biodiesel. Advanced performance is here, now, putting America on the fast track to more jobs and energy independence. Biodiesel, America's advanced biofuel.
Imagine having someone help you pick the best corn hybrids for every field on your farm. Your Oldie representative can combine your data with his data to offer a field-by-field prescription. Contact Oldie Seed today at 877-692-4555.
Here at Blue River Traders, we have the greatest selection of rustic and western furniture in Kansas.
At Blue River Traders, you can select from an inventory of rustic lodge or western furnishings. With a designer on hand, Blue River Traders will help create the look you desire.
Thanks for staying with us this morning. We're at the Commodity Classic here in Manhattan, Kansas, and we're joined by Dalton Henry, who is the Government Affairs Director for the Kansas Week. And we're going to talk about something that you and I have been talking about for 4 years, which is the Farm Bill, and it's done. So, Dalton, thanks for joining us this morning.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Like I said in the opening, we've been talking about this for 4 years. We've got a bill. It's not a perfect bill, but we've got a bill.
Yeah, I think that you probably summarized 4 years worth of work pretty well right there, that we finally got to the point of having a bill. You know, certainly from our perspective with wheat growers, that's good move, good step forward. Still a lot of work to be done in implementation. A lot of the little details that will either make these programs work well for producers or will cause producers challenges in years coming down the road. Those rules are going to be written by the USDA over the next 6 months. So unfortunately, we're not truly at a finish line, but definitely a big step forward after really struggling for several years now to get a bill passed.
Well, I know everybody made concessions in this bill. There was 1% cut into food assistance, which makes up about 80% of the Farm Bill. How is that going to impact Kansas, do you think?
You know, I think that we focus a lot less on the nutrition spending portion of that bill. I think that clearly that became the headlines this year and was really a major struggle between House Republicans looking for $40+ billion in cuts, Senate Democrats really realistically looking for as few cuts as possible. Final number somewhere around $6 to $8 billion, along with a few policy reforms that I think maybe a few individuals were happier with than others. In terms of maybe trying to put that program on a good track into the future. From our perspective, we really prefer to have that bill stay as a joint bill. If you remember when we were going through this process, for a while the House had split the bill into two. It split nutrition spending on one side, farm programs on the other. We think they all deal with food, and we think that it ought to stay together into the future.
I think it benefits farmers to have food assistance, nutritional programs in a farm bill for the simple fact of it gives them a better outlet for their products.
It really does, and it provides some additional demand and make sure that we're able to meet our obligations to folks.
Long-term direct payments we're taking out of the Farm Bill, more relying on, I guess, on insurance now. How's that going to affect everything?
Yeah, I think that we're definitely going to a more risk management approach within this Farm Bill, as opposed to more of a direct cash type assistance that we'd seen since Freedom to Farm in the mid-90s when we instituted direct payments. Not solely going to crop insurance, 2 new programs within Title I will replace direct payments. But the old Title I, direct payments, acre, sure, those programs are all gone, replaced with producer will have a one-time option to choose either the price loss coverage or PLC program or the ag risk coverage, which is called the ARC program.
One time being over a certain period of time,
one
or
time,
over the lifetime?
Lifetime of the farm bill. So not necessarily the lifetime of producer, but definitely something that folks can't just look at a single year that we're in right now and say, this is going to be the program for me, because realistically, you are making that decision for 4 years, 4 or 5 years. This farm bill will run until the end of fiscal year 2018 or the end of the 2018 crop year.
Does that change the way people think about farming as far as they set up their, risk plans as they start to move forward?
You know, I'd like to think that we put a farm bill in place that supplements and helps producers when times get bad or we have a crop loss or a sharp revenue loss. But at the same time, we'd like to think that that farm bill is not influencing their decisions day to day.
Perfect. Well, we're going to finish up next week with Dalton, so make sure you tune in next week, and we're going to finish up our discussion on the farm bill with Dalton. We'll see you later. You can find us on the web at kansasAGreport.com, and make sure to like us on Facebook.
This segment brought to you by Renzi Seeds, Midwest growers' best ally for over 70 years. RENZEseeds.com. Your best protection against the unexpected. Call Agent Dan Key at 785-408-5459. Blue River Traders, the finest selection of Western-style furniture for your home. BlueRiverTraders.com. Grass and Grain, online or in the mail. Keeping Kansas farmers informed for over 60 years. GrassandGrain.com. Kansas Livestock Association, supporting our members' business interests to meet consumers' demands. KLA.org.
The all-new Dick Edwards Auto Plaza in Junction City is now open and ready to exceed your car buying expectations.
With over 600 new and used vehicles to choose from at one of the largest multi-franchise dealerships in the Midwest.
Offering a full line of Ford, Lincoln, Kia, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and more.
Stop in and see our state-of-the-art climate-controlled service center and customer-friendly lounges.
The all-new Dick Edwards Auto Plaza at the intersection of I-70 and 77 Highway in Junction City. Dick Edwards Auto Plaza.
Exceeding your expectations each and every time.
This hog is head over hoof for meal made from U.S. soybeans. Now, one hog isn't that impressive, but suppose we add another, and another, and another. Before long, you've got billions of hungry customers around the world all clamoring for the same thing. Our soybeans. Learn more about the billion-dollar appetite of animal agriculture at BeyondTheElevator.com. Brought to you by America's soybean farmers and their checkoff.
At Ag Risk Solutions, we have been helping our clients make better crop insurance decisions since 1981. We always focus on helping you find the best coverage options for your farm, and it will give you peace of mind knowing you have a partner you can trust. To learn more about our agency, please visit our website, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter. Ag Risk Solutions. Experience, knowledge, integrity. Your crop insurance solution.
Ag Risk Solutions is an equal opportunity provider.
Price, selection, dependability. That's the Dick Edwards way. It's a standard that we've lived by for over 30 years, and it continues today with a wide selection of America's most affordable and dependable brands. Ford, Lincoln, Mazda, and Hyundai. We don't draw you in with gimmicks or false promises. Just upfront, honest pricing from great salespeople, always going the extra mile to find the perfect car, truck, or SUV just for you. That's the way it's always been, because that's the Dick Edwards way. Dick Edwards Ford, 2 miles east of the Town Center Mall on Highway 24.
Last October, Governor Brownback issued a call for a 50-year vision on Kansas water to cover the Ogallala Aquifer and the Kansas Reservoir System. The demand on the Ogallala greatly exceeds its recharge potential. By some estimates, curtailed use of 9 out of every 10 wells would be needed in order to sustain the aquifer indefinitely. State goals currently are to extend and conserve the life of the aquifer, and recent economic studies have shown that every drop we save today will be of much greater value in the future. Nearly 2/3 of our state's population depends upon water stored in reservoirs to provide their primary or reserve water supply. Each and every day, this capacity dwindles as sediment slowly creeps downstream, ultimately settling in and taking away valuable reservoir storage space. Municipal and rural water districts are not the only users of our reservoir systems. Power plants, industries, and even recreation all rely upon these water bodies today and for the future. As with the Ogallala, we must define a vision to sustain and protect these water resources. These are not eastern, western Kansas issues. They represent the destiny of all Kansans, and we must create a water vision for Kansans today that our descendants will be grateful for tomorrow.
You can find us on the web at kansasAGreport.com and make sure to like us on Facebook.
Ranchers and landowners are reminded to use web-based tools at www.ksfire.org as the spring burning season gets into full swing. These include interactive smoke models that predict the potential contributions burn events will have on urban air quality. There are also forecast discussions for the current time period that predict the weather factors affecting smoke dispersion and when atmospheric conditions might be better or worse for burning. State officials hope these resources will help spread out the timing of burns to mitigate air quality problems in the highly populated areas of Wichita, Topeka, and Kansas City, as well as more distant cities. The website is associated with the Flint Hills Smoke Management Plan, which is an attempt to balance the need for prescribed fire in the Flint Hills with the need for clean air in downwind communities. Provisions of the plan are voluntary, leaving flexibility in the hands of the land manager, but also putting the responsibility on him or her to make wise decisions. There is a ban during April on burning waste structures, vegetation, or any other materials in 16 counties. This does not apply to prescribed burning of pastures or Conservation Reserve Program acres. The ban is effective in Butler, Chase, Chautauqua, Cowley, Elk, Geary, Greenwood, Johnson, Lyon, Marion, Morris, Pottawatomie, Riley, Sedgwick, Wabunsee, and Wyandotte counties.
This segment brought to you by Oldie Seed Farms, carrying soil-specific seed. Find them on the web at oldieseed.com. AB Flint Motor Company, selling quality used cars and trucks at 32nd and South Kansas Avenue. Integrity Gun and Pawn, 2 Topeka locations, specializing in firearms and training. igpawn.com to learn more. Kansas Wheat Commission, leaders in the adoption of profitable innovations for wheat. Impact Satellite, your local authorized DirecTV dealer. Impact Satellite at 785-554-5974.
The producer-funded Kansas Wheat Innovation Center was built to get improved varieties into the hands of farmers faster. Kansas Wheat, farmers advancing their future through wheat genetics research.
The all-new Dick Edwards Auto Plaza in Junction City is now open and ready to exceed your car buying expectations.
With over 600 new and used vehicles to choose from at one of the largest multi-franchise dealerships in the Midwest.
Offering a full line of Ford, Lincoln, Kia, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and more.
Stop in and see our state-of-the-art climate-controlled service center and customer-friendly lounges.
The all-new Dick Edwards Auto Plaza at the intersection of I-70 and 77 Highway in Junction City. Dick Edwards Auto Plaza.
Exceeding your expectations each and every time.
Tammy the Pro Home Plus is all about providing warmth and kindness to aging individuals who find it difficult to live on their own. Tammy's team is made up of experienced caregivers and nurses committed to the highest level of individualized care, focusing on health and well-being, and assisting with nutrition, grooming, medications, therapies, and daily living needs, all in a warm, caring environment. Call Tammy the Pro Home Plus today at 785-383-7094 to learn how we can help.
Here at Blue River Traders, we have the greatest selection of rustic and western furniture in Kansas.
At Blue River Traders, you can select from an inventory of rustic lodge or western furnishings. With a designer on hand, Blue River Traders will help create the look you desire.
Imagine having someone help you pick the best corn hybrids for every field on your farm. Your Oldie representative can combine your data with his data to offer a field-by-field prescription. Contact Oldie Seed today at 877-692-4555.
Spring is sprung and Premier Farm & Home has what you need to keep your yard crabgrass free throughout the season. With a complete line of pre-emergents, you can stop crabgrass before it starts. Premier Farm & Home, 900 Southwest University Boulevard, or find them on the web at heycow.com.
Hi, I'm Bryan Holder with Paragon Ag. Last week we saw the Prospective Plantings and Grain Stocks report, which held very little shock value, but was enough to keep the current trends in place. The stocks number for corn was 93 million bushels less than the trade had expected, and old crop corn does appear to have a good potential for higher prices in weeks ahead. For new crop, the USDA suggested we will see about 1 million fewer acres than anticipated. Both numbers will lend support to the corn in the near term, neither really suggesting a major rally on their own. USDA did confirm extremely tight supplies for old crop soybeans, and high prices are still needed. The estimation of new crop soybean acres this year was 81.49 million acres. This would be a record. If this acreage estimate is correct, new crop ending stocks could push to a bearish 350 to 400 million bushel level with trend yields. U.S. wheat prices are not competitive in the world marketplace, but we need rain. Watch for weather developments in the plains, as moisture would push this market lower. April is the key time for this crop. Now that the report is out of the way, the trade's attention will shift to spring weather. Longer-term outlooks continue to suggest a solid weather pattern, which is bearish, but the USDA report gave reason to support these markets in the near term. For questions or advice, give us a call at 888-452-8751.
You can find us on the web at kansasAGreport.com and make sure to like us on Facebook.
This segment brought to you by Renzi Seeds, Midwest growers' best ally for over 70 years. RenziSeeds.com, RENZE Seeds.com. Grass and Grain, online or in the mail, keeping Kansas farmers informed for over 60 years. GrassandGrain.com. Blue River Traders, the finest selection of Western-style furniture for your home. BlueRiverTraders.com. Farm Bureau, a grassroots ag organization representing the state's farmers and ranchers since 1919. Kansas Grain and Feed Association, serving the grain handling industry since 1896. KansasGrainandFeed.org. Closed captioning brought to you by Dick Edwards in Manhattan, selling America's #1 truck, the Ford F-150, for over 30 years. DickEdwardsAuto.net. Kansas Soybean Commission, the soybean checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers. KSSoybeans.org. Ag Risk Solutions. Experience, knowledge, integrity. Your crop insurance solution, Ag Risk Solutions. Dick Edwards Auto Plaza in Junction City, home of this year's Motor Trend Truck of the Year, Ram Truck. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
Well, that's our show for today. I hope you'll join us each week for more news and information about agriculture in the state of Kansas. I'm Bryan Hallman, and thanks for joining us.